I want to take this opportunity to thank all of the channel supporters out there that are supporting the channel financially, and if you are willing to do so yourself, there is a link in the video description. So we got some really exciting news. The Voyager J is out.
Fresh coffee. Would you like a cup? No, I gave it up years ago. I only drink tea now. I told the curator at the museum that if he wanted to make the ready room more authentic, he should always keep a steaming pot of coffee on the desk. Voyager's in a museum. Voyager is a museum on the grounds of the Presidio. On a clear morning, you can see Alcatraz from here.
Now, I did show you guys a little bit of a clip of Voyager. That is like the end episode, the end game, the last episode. And what she was talking about, so if you have the Golden Gate Bridge right here, the Alcatraz is right there. And just right there, if you focus real quickly, real good, you can actually see... I'm just messing with you guys. It's not in the game currently. It is going to be on March the 5th, though. So these are the details of the Voyager J version. J standing for Janeway, obviously. Our ambassador Kale has posted this blog post. If you guys have seen it, yeah, this is definitely or at least in my personal opinion, because yesterday we did a live stream and a lot of you guys were like, what's up with these detachable nacelles? They look stupid, they look good. Some of you were like, this is hideous. To be honest, I don't want to say I really enjoy it, but it's kind of this is a video that they made. It's like a cinematic thing. I'm going to mute it because I don't want any audio coming out of it, even though Star Trek Online doesn't go after republishing people of their own content. They don't mind that, to be honest. It's just, content and awareness from their game, so it's, it all helps out. But there are a couple of screenshots, or at least in the movie right here, that it's kind of interesting. So it says right here, the Janeway class command science vessel. So that's kind of interesting. And at the end somewhere, when it goes to warp, you can actually see that the warp nacelles actually move upwards, just like with a normal Voyager, when it's going to warp, just like that. They basically fold up, or at least not fold up, they just move upwards in the upward direction. Now, I stand corrected. It is March the 4th, not the 5th. All the way to March 15, they're going to hold this special promotional event where they're going to be able, or at least you guys are going to be able to purchase the research and development pack. I believe these are like 300 Zen from the Zen store. I don't know if they're going to change the numerics about them, the price of these Zen packs, but these are available, and these are only going to be available if you want to get the Voyager J version, this particular version, the Janeway version. And so all previous research and development packs are not going to give you access to this ship. Only the newer one is going to give you access to this ship. So if you have, some of these laying around like I do, I have like a bunch of them in my mail. Or in my bank, I should say, they're not going to be eligible for this particular price. Only the newer one. And it's kind of interesting that they only make new items for newer ships. So all of the past stuff is just, there, but it's not going to yield you this particular one. So keep that in mind, only the newer ones. So this is going to be the 23rd Century Federation ship encountered by the crew of USS Discovery. Now, I did watch a couple of, I just basically scrolled through it, like the last 2 episodes. Some of you were saying that this particular ship was shown up there. I didn't, I couldn't find it. I couldn't see it where it was. But if you guys say so, then, it's probably up there, but it could be that I just have not seen it. So, couple of things to note. This is definitely the same shape as Voyager, like the original. I don't know how to reference it. The first Voyager, you can actually see the hull is basically the same. The nacelles are kind of weird. Let me open this in a new tab. The nacelles is kind of weird. It is definitely true to the shape of this thing, so it kind of is nice. Even though the warp nacelles are like elongated normally, and they're like in the same shape from the front all the way to the back. But these things are like a half triangle kind of type deal. Like I said, it is true to, you know, the shape of the ship. So it is definitely looks good. In my personal opinion, it is something that we have not had in the game, like, you know, detachable warp nacelles. Some of you are like, this is stupid, this is, you know, not really good, but I kind of like it. I mean, it's not going to be totally detachable because it's only detachable visually. And just to get a little bit technical here, for a game, it is very easy to make these things look like they're detachable, even though they're not detachable. They're basically using the same materials as they are using for you to go all the way to the map and have that barrier, that restraint of you not to go out of the map or so you can fall through the map. That's basically the same material that they're using up here. So it looks like it's not there, but trust me, there is like, you know, some kind of material strut up here. Even though you can't see it, it is there. So that's basically what they're using. Okay, a couple of things to note right here. Intrepid class, still the same thing. Bridge officer seating, even though I really don't want to comment about bridge officer, I want to show you guys, but this is all the information that we have. I'm not having this ship at any means currently. We still have to, you know, wait a couple of days until we're going to get our hands on this thing. So this thing is going to feature a commander science. So definitely science heavy if you guys are into that, you know, crowd control, gravity wells and all that good stuff. A command specialist, a bridge officer seating. So this is both of them. So command science and also command specialist, bridge officer seating, and a lieutenant universal. Wow. Miracle worker, bridge officer seating. So, you know, miracle worker, I don't know if you guys want to go with the route of, what's that thing called that boosts torpedo damage? Yeah, concentrate firepower if you want to go that route with this thing. I don't know if it's going to be something that you want to go for with a science ship, but then again, you know, you can do whatever feels right to you. Tier 6, only the Federation and Federation aligned. That's not really true. As of late, we're also having the chance to get to play, Klingons with Federation ships. So this is going to be the same thing. Rank required, complete the tutorial we got here. Here we go. Hull modifier 1.3, shield modifier 1.1. So it's like, not really tanky. 4 weapons in the front, 2 on the aft, so it's definitely low on firepower right here. Room for 3 devices, a bridge officer station, so we have the lieutenant commander tactical, we have an ensign engineering, we have a lieutenant commander science, you know, giving you a lot of science stuff, commander science, command, and the lieutenant universal miracle worker. Console modification. 4 tactical, so it is kind of, you know, going to deal a little bit of DPS traditionally. 2 engineering, so not a lot of survivability, and the highest is being 5 in science. Now, do keep in mind that if you're going to upgrade this thing to a tier 6X version, so a little bit higher, you're also going to get a universal console slot, giving you a total of 12 console slots in total that you can slot up with all of the universal consoles and all that good stuff that you currently have in your arsenal. Base turn rate of 14, so maneuverability is not going to be a thing of this thing. Inertia with 60 and a impulse modifier of 0.22. Plus 5 to engine power, plus 15 to auxiliary power, photonic cannon. Now, some of you guys already spoiled it for me. You were talking about it on Discord, and I was listening and I was reading, and I was like, photonic cannon? Seriously? Even though Voyager had a lot of special abilities during the whole seasons that it was live. The only thing that you guys can come up with is the photonic cannon. That was kind of interesting. Also has the inspiration abilities, 23rd century battle cloak. I don't know what the real implication of this battle cloak is going to be, but it kind of sounds interesting. Subsystem targeting. If you don't know what subsystem targeting is, you can basically target the enemy's engine, shield, aux power, and weapon power, I believe. Haven't used that for a long time. I don't think I've ever used that, to be honest. Sensor analysis, secondary deflector slot, and starship ability. Obviously, it is a science vessel, so enhanced particle generation, advanced shield system, enhanced retroactive circuitry, reactive shielding technology, and enhanced cloaking integration. That's going to be a starship trait, and they forgot to put a bracket up here. Admiralty status, so engineering 21, science 68. Oh my god, that's really high. And tactical 37, special ability plus 25 tactical when you slotted this thing alone when you are having projects with only this particular ship. This is kind of interesting. This is that photonic cannon, I believe. Yeah. I don't know what these things are that are like firing. They basically are detached from the ship I'm seeing up here. They kind of look like they are like part of the warp nacelle. Is like that red up here and like this. I don't know. We kind of need to see this in game, to be honest, what the mechanics are going to be. And thank you to Christopher mentioning yesterday in the live stream that we did. This kind of looks like a bottle opener at this part right here. I kind of tend to agree with that. It's kind of weird to have like, that whole open part right there at the bottom. I was like, what is that? All right, so the photonic cannon. This weaponry was originally theorized by the late 24th century as the ingenious way to utilize photonic holographic technology, but application of those theories can only came to fruition with the introduction of a programmable matter. Okay. If you have no idea there is a I don't know what the name is of that particular episode. But the Doctor actually had like one of those holographic novels or holographic stories that he made. And he introduced this photonic cannon to the whole world. And it was kind of funny. Starship trait, the enhanced cloaking integration. Your ship system has been tuned to grant additional benefits when entering and exiting cloak. Entering cloak will restore hull over time and boost maneuverability, while exiting will grant the firing cycle haste for all ship weapons. This works with any cloaking device variant. Okay, so it is definitely interesting. Hull over time ability and also maneuverability. And while you're exiting cloak, you're going to get a boost to firing cycle haste. Okay. For the ships that have like, the cloaking part of it. They're also going to introduce some new phaser weapons that are interesting to have. There is a chance to recover the recharge time of your bridge officer abilities. Now, everything that is written up here is very good and very nice, but what we really need to have our hands on is the numbers. Now, obviously, there's going to be a 2.5% chance. That's the normal standard proc of this thing that's going to be active. But we don't know what the recharge time reduction is going to be. If it is something really good, then these things are going to be overpowered and they're going to nerf it. If it's really bad, then nobody's going to buy it. So you kind of need to find a balance in that. I do want to note... No, they did not. Oh, here we go. I do want to read this part a little bit, because this is a little bit of backstory that Cryptic normally puts through, even though I don't see a lot of. Let's read it. In a sustained future timeline, Federation starships have undergoing a number of interesting evolutions to both technologically and aesthetically. Some still reflect elements of their original lineage, though, as it is true. The Janeway class command science vessels, drawing its original inspiration for the Intrepid class starship as of the late 24th century. This ship has been updated with a focus of speed and maneuverability in local space without sacrificing its scientific capabilities. Unlike classic science vessels, the ship focuses its power output on hull integrity rather than shield capacity. So, giving you a little bit of a backstory about this, this is just, not a lot of shield capacity, but basically a whole tank if you want to go that route. And you can actually see it up here, 1.3 hull modifier. Shield capacity, and also being significantly outfitted to serve as a fleet command vessel. Now, like I mentioned, this thing has been featured in Discovery, even though I didn't actually see it. Maybe this is just me. I kind of need to pay more attention. Some of you guys were saying like they did show it, but they did show it just a little bit. I only... what actually is in my memory is only a reference, like there was something said about make sure that Voyager remains ready or something like that. Just, in passing, just like one line with what they mentioned, the Voyager ship, and that's about it. So maybe you guys can let me know somewhere with timeline they actually showed this ship in the comment section so I can look at it better. But that's it. In March the 4th, we're going to get our hands on this thing and also the previous ships. Now, I do want to mention one thing. So with the new... what's the thing called? The 5 event tokens that you're going to be able to get. I don't think this thing is going to be eligible for you guys to obtain that after the end. So you can have like a multiple choice, or at least not the multiple choice, but the R&D token or the R&D promotional packs. I don't think this particular ship is going to be eligible for that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but I don't think so, to be honest. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you guys think about this thing. I kind of like it and I kind of hate it at the same time. It's kind of weird, ship-wise. I do love that the warp nacelles are moving, but they're only going to move when you're like basically going to warp out and warp in. So they basically are going to go up when you warp out, and when you warp in, they're coming from a up position going to a down position. Now in the Discovery episodes, they say that when you have like detachable warp nacelles, your maneuverability is going to be better. I don't really see that up here. I mean, base turn rate of 14, it's not really, it's definitely for science stuff, but it's not something that's like, oh wow, this is, much faster than normal ships. All right, that's it for this little bit of a review that I made. Hopefully you guys had a little bit of, informative video and a little bit of peek in my particular brain, how it works and if I like it or not. But anyway, that's it. Hope to see you guys on the next video that I'm going to do. I'm definitely going to do a review about this. So later.